We're back from It Starts Now, the happy hour of finance and business. My name is Stanley. I got a special guest today, Rhodis Eason.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank y'all
My
for having
man is a designer, stylist, what, a tailor, like you name it. He's been doing it for a while right now.
me. Yeah.
You really got your thing popping on Instagram. I like what you
Mhm.
guys are doing.
Thank you,
Please
man.
introduce yourself and what you got going on.
Yeah, so what's going on, everybody? My name is
Yeah.
Rhodis Eason. As was said, I am a designer, co-owner of Red Label Bespoke. We are a custom bespoke clothier, doing products from suits, track suits, custom shoes, custom jeans, at leisure wear, you name it. And coupled with that, I do some styling for some ministers. And I love to create content. I love to be different within the realm of styling because God styled me. So that's, I run with that tagline, and I like to bring that style out of other people. So that's me. That's me.
How would you describe your clothing line? Because this is how, if I had a one word to
Hmm.
describe it, one thing I would say is it's definitely a vibe. It's like a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like when I
Yeah.
go on your IG, that's
Yeah.
the feeling that I get. I get a
Yeah.
feeling of like something that's just it's just a lifestyle. You're just gonna
Yeah.
enjoy it, and it's a casual wear mixed with I can do anything, right? But
Yeah.
how would you describe it?
I would say Red Label specifically. I would say lifestyle. I would say heritage lifestyle. Um, our whole thing is just to be able to create a custom garment that can fit in any arena. And then so where the styling comes in is, I may have on a double breasted blazer, with a thermal and some jeans. I may have a full suit on. I may have a track suit with, Chelsea boots on with a collar. It's being able to, nobody's left behind, and that's what we say. So we want you to experience that lifestyle wherever you are in your life, wherever you are in your walk. Everybody deserves custom. Yeah, I'd say heritage lifestyle.
Yeah, no, I really like it, man. Even the style is unique too. When there's certain
Absolutely.
designs like out of this world, like
Appreciate that, man. Yeah. It was funny, man. We our track suits, in particular, we had a model that was similar to the designer Rich Fresh. I put it out there just to see if people, if they like custom tracksuits. I got a lot of buzz because the video was so dope, the content was so dope. And Rich and his brother kind of commented, some people was kind of giving us some bad rap about it. And I thought to myself, I said, man, I draw. Like I legit can draw. So when our clients, we made a mock-up for them,
hmm
and it hit. So now everybody, that's the design that we're going with, and I'm going to build off of that. So probably every quarter and a half we'll throw out a new design. Coming up next with the tracksuit specifically, we can do custom lining. So I have
hmm
a HBCU project going on with that. And we still got our suit piece. We're building out a women's department. We're doing a lot in the early stages, but it's a lot of opportunities coming about, man. So I'm just creating and
hmm
styling. That's what I let people know: creating and styling.
Yeah. A quick question. Do you sketch everything or do you use some kind of illustration?
So most of, like, when it comes to our suits, we already have a platform that we're able to construct our suits. When it comes to our athleisure wear, the track suits, the polos, the custom hoodies, all of that stuff, that is me sketching. Looking around, seeing inspiration, and just taking bits and pieces from what I see and just making our own. So it's been a process. I definitely was not a fashion designer or major, starting out, but just reflecting back on something that I was able to do, been doing since I was a kid, just drawing here and there. And now I'm fine tuning it because my designs are literally coming to life. So it's pretty
So
dope.
it wasn't until that moment where you decided like I
Yeah,
can become a designer.
yeah,
So you blend
pretty
the two
much.
together.
Pretty much, because I mean, we to do custom wear, you don't have to necessarily be a designer.
Mhm.
But when in terms of how we're really trying to do this, like we don't want to just be, hey, you want a custom suit, we'll come measure you, pick a swatch. That's cool. Anybody can do that. We're really trying to pave the way and make our own lane, and be able to fit in many different categories. So it was that experience that I had with Fresh, that made me dial back. I was like, man, let me draw something up, man, drawing stuff up, and now I'm drawing up suits and drawing up women's stuff. So it's so fun. But yeah, I did not start as a designer. I could always draw, but I didn't start as a designer. So now it's self taught. It's reaching out to people, fine tuning the skill. So yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
designer now. you
You know,
know,
that's crazy because the quote that I like to use a lot is that you got to experiment a lot because sometimes experimentation leads you into finding something. So a lot of times people don't cannot correlate the two, but sometimes you stumble onto success because of experimentation, and that's what you did. You just said, "Hey, let me try," it, and now look.
pretty much. But and it's so funny. Just my story. Like I said, I have two other partners who are more so on the back office and the I guess the tenure in menswear and
Mhm.
custom clothing. I started as a model. I've been modeling. I'm what 27. I started when I was 18.
Oh, now I see why those pictures look like that.
Right, right, right. So
Uh,
I started as the model. Always creative, always super creative. When I went to even, when I played basketball in the different schools that I was at, I always dressed like a model. I always would dress GQ because that's why I started modeling because I wanted to be in GQ magazine wearing suits and things of that nature.
so yeah.
So as time went on, when I got to my last school, which Kennesaw State is here in Atlanta, I was still dressing like I've been wearing suits since I was a kid. End up pledging Kappa Alpha Psi. Our probate. I dressed my line brothers. I came up with our outfits. Every time we had an event, they wrote, "What you?" I was going to the thrift stores, getting suits, getting stuff, taking them to the tailor, getting it cut up. And my our CEO, I was at a bridal fashion show, and I had to go to a place to get a suit, and I ran into him. I was like, man, he was talking, and he's a frat brother of mine as well. I said, this is what you do. This is actually what I want to do as well. He said, man, come on, I'll teach you. And we just started from there, and then next thing you know, I go from modeling to modeling my stuff to designing to who knows what's next. So like you said, you'll stumble into greatness. Um, with things that you've been doing your whole life and you didn't even know that it was going to be a part of what you dreamt of. Like I literally have dreamed of this.
Right, right.
So it's a beautiful thing.
That no, that's an awesome thing, by the way. And it's the crazy part about it is that a lot of times other people can see it before you can see it. So and that's one of the keys where we ask around and no one's shocked, right? Because they know that they seen it already. They seen
Yeah,
it in you, right?
yeah. It's man, listen, that's all the people they say, man, we glad to finally see you in your lane. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was talking to my brother the other day, and he was like, "Man, I haven't seen you this invested in something since you picked up the basketball." And I was like, "Wow." He was like, "But I always knew like you were going to do something fashion. You the face of something like you were the polished the guy that presented himself in a certain way. So like you said, everybody else saw it. I didn't see it. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm doing something new, and folks like, man, you finally." I'm like, all right, okay, well,
Run with it, man. Run with
right,
it.
we running. We listen. We are running. We not looking back. Listen, we are running.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Let's circle back into the design part. You said earlier that you used to go to the thrift stores and you used to get certain pieces and get it tailored. Right now, when you get your fabrics, what's the process like? Where do you go get it?
So we different mills from different companies from Lord Piana to Holland Sherry to Scabal, Carnet. Just all depends. We have so many different fabric suppliers and companies that have been around for years, eons, when it comes to menswear. So there's different tiers when it comes to our custom wear, and those tiers, you get accustomed to better fabric. So your Xenia and Laura Piana, that's some of your highest tiers. Those are going to be the custom suits that cost between 5 and 10,000. Then it just kind of trickles down from there,
Hmm.
and those just to name a few. But it's more so you being acclimated with luxury and not design. Luxury is a big difference.
Right.
And our people, we really don't know.
No, that's true though. That's true.
Yeah, it's a big difference. But once you start to once we got acclimated with, okay, you know, this fabric is this fabric is that fabric. This is in England, this is in China, this is here, this is there.
Hmm.
Get the feeling on things, and okay, that's cool. Then we get the feeling on 100% cashmere. Oh, yo,
Big difference.
big difference. You know what I
Big
mean?
difference. Yeah.
So it's honestly just us just seeing things, doing our research, and saying, hey, we want to be able to offer that. So we're finding out where to get it, how to get it. We get it in, and put it a part of the catalog.
It
And
sounds like you import a lot.
yeah, pretty much. Well, so not even necessarily. We everything's made to order. So you know how times are now, you'll be doing us a disservice if we just buying up housing a whole bunch of fabric, because then that means we got to sell it.
Right. Right.
Even if it go out of season, we got to sell it. Now we got to mark it down. Now we know who we want to deal with. We know the fabrics that we want. We get their swatches, and if our clients they want that swatch, all right, hey, so and so, we need 4 meters of such and such fabric. Get it cut up, get it made. There we go. The same with our tracksuits, same with our leisure wear that's coming. So yeah, and I honestly will probably have that business model for another, I'd say maybe 2 years.
Hmm.
Our goal is to have everything in house. So we'll have a red label house at some point. Have our tailors all in house. And we'll still do made to order,
Hmm.
but we'll house some fabric, the favorite fabrics that people love. But I don't know if we ever want to get to the space where we are just housing just meters and meters and miles of fabric, because it in theory is cool.
Yeah.
But when you start getting in the overhead and fashion seasons change, all of that stuff, I
Hmm.
gotta sell something for 50% off, and nah, I'm good on that. Good on
Yeah.
that.
Can I ask you a question? If you, the way it looks like the business model is going right now, with everything, with brick and mortar basically going um, non-existent, everything's going into this digital space, right? Now, how does that work out for you guys being a tailor company slash design? How are you going to make that? How are you going to brand that tailor part of that?
So you have technology now, that you literally could stand in front of an iPhone or some a camera with the technology, and it literally measure you, in that aspect. Like the way that we make our custom shoes is actually an app that you have to use that's going to measure your foot a certain way for them to make an Italian made custom shoe. So we're basically trying to take the in-person experience and have all of that via our website. So if we couldn't get to you and give you the Red Label in-person experience, you still could have that via our website. Still can get a suit custom made, tracksuit custom made, whatever may have you, and have that take care of the e-commerce piece as well as the shop. We'll have some more higher quality ready to wear products, but basically taking our experience and putting it online, but still having the in-person experience, because it's needed.
Hmm.
People, yes, brick and mortars are it's dying, but I don't think it'll ever die, because it's unless we start living in an iRobot world, which I mean can definitely happen, for the
Yeah.
past. But it's just something about person to person interaction, that makes it feel more safe. And honestly, a lot of people, you have people that have style and know how to dress. You have people that have style and kind of don't know how to dress, and
Mhm.
kind of know, okay, I'm gonna follow the trend. Then you have people that just don't know anything. Most
Yeah.
people don't know much,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
100%. Yeah.
so, and that's
If
like
that's the case, stylists would be out of business.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that's where, I come in. My role within the company is, as a part of, as a CMO, creative strategist, all of that. So when it comes to our photo shoots, when it comes to how we're marketing on social media, how we're displaying the brand, that's where I come in. I'm teaching people how to dress. I'm teaching people how to pair stuff. I'm teaching people how to be outside the box if you want to, or be within the box if you want to. And it's just that education piece. So that's, with all of that, I think that we'll have, like I said, we'll probably have like we'll have a boutique for a little while, something small where people can come in, a little showroom, a couple of blazers, we tape you up the whole nine. But I think in goal, and we actually had this discussion like 2 days ago, we'd have a small, not a small, like a red label house,
Mhm.
deck the house out to be a whole experience. Have build a compartment to where our tailors can come and do their work. But in terms of like a big warehouse,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we probably can do all that.
Yeah, but I like the house as a showroom. I think that
Absolutely.
that's unique.
Yeah, yeah, and that's and it's heritage, but it's still unique, and it can still fit within the times. You picture it, you walking into a house, and you got the paintings, you got the furniture, you got the whole nine, and each room is a different experience. That's what we're thinking. We're trying to revolutionize fashion, custom fashion, especially for our people, because
Yeah,
we've seen it done well, but it's just some extra things that could be added to really give it,
yeah.
make it sound real.
If I'm someone that's looking to get hired, right? What advice would you say as far as being? How would you dress them, or how would you give them that the insight? Because the reason I'm asking that question right now is I think the way things are structured right now, I don't think this the old style of dressing still exists, right? Especially when you're working from home, a lot of videos. So, what would advice would you give somebody that's just trying to come out there for the first time? They're a millennial. They trying to get a fresh vibe, but at the same time they trying to make an impression and not go over the edge. What's some of the advice would you give?
So I would definitely say, know the basics, know your navy suit, your charcoal suits, know those things. And then know and that's what really makes the difference. you know like, for example, I don't know if you can see it. Let me try to brighten up my screen here. But so, for example, this is a charcoal double breasted, simple blazer, right? This blue Milanese buttonhole here is just a little flavor, but it's not too loud. You know what I mean? Now, you may not have a custom suit trying to come work for a custom, company,
Mhm.
but it's simple things like that. Taking the normal, adding a pop of color, or you may, you know, it's different, tie knots and things of that nature. So I would say know you, and then try to fit you within the confinement of what's needed for the business side.
Mhm.
But then, because we'll have individual reps at some point, um, market however you need to market. Still keep the brand identity, um, but then market yourself, because that's what's going to sell. People buy you. People don't buy the product; they buy you. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
and so yeah, that's. I don't know if I answered that right, but
Now you answered it right. I
okay,
do agree. People buy the product, but the product still has to present itself in a certain way.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
So
you're 100. People do buy into the product,
yep.
and the better the service is, the better the quality of that
Mhm.
product. So, um, Now, is a team of three, or do you guys have like a group?
So it's a team of three, but we have really no really it's a team of four. Um, but we have so many people, not like from a percentage ownership involved in the business,
Hmm.
but like we got so many resources
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
you know
That
what I
makes sense.
mean.
So you
Um,
don't necessarily got staff on demand,
yeah,
but you got a lot of outsourcing that you can
right,
do.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. That in it, whether just whether it be my connections, whether my other two partners, we're in such a good space right now. Uh, it's crazy. Just in the last couple of days, there's been so many things that have popped off, that are not even just looking promising. That are like, hey, here you go. So, but in terms of like the day to day operations, they're going to measure is just us three. I'd say by end of quarter three, we probably will have a sales rep team of probably about 8 to 10. Because we're looking at basically, right now we're all in Atlanta. We can travel, but we're looking to be, Red Label Houston, Red Label DC, Red Label New York, Red Label California, to kind of build that type of business model out. So, and
Yeah.
we already have some people inquiring from those different places. It's just a matter of us putting the structure together, and just running with it.
So it sounds like to me that you guys are still doing slow growth, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But at the same time, you want to have the pieces in place for when you do expand,
yeah.
everything is ready. It's like,
Exactly.
yeah, okay.
Exactly. And I mean, nothing's going to be perfect. You're still going to
Right.
have your hiccups, but it's better to think of the long game. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because we could a lot of people, and I mean, hey, if it's float your boat, to float your boat. A lot of people are, I'm gonna go sell to sell. I'm gonna just look popping on the ground, but I'm gonna not take care of the back office. I'm not gonna try to see, okay, where is this 5 years from now? I'm not gonna think about scaling. And what happens is you'll catch a break, and that demand will come, and you're not equipped to
Yeah,
supply that demand.
yeah,
So
yeah.
our whole thing is, starting how you want to finish. And we thank God that COVID happened, because it slowed us down to be able to say, okay, hey, wait a minute. Like we're really trying to make this a multi-million-dollar company. We're trying to make this the black
Yeah.
forward. There's some different things that we need to do and set in play so that once that demand comes, which is coming, we'll be ready. So yeah, we'll slow growth now. But just okay, we're gonna plug y'all. Okay, you there. All right, give us a little bit. Okay, you there, we're gonna put you there. We got a couple of ambassadors here.
Hmm.
And we're just rolling it, rolling it, rolling it, rolling it.
I like that, man. I like the fact that you guys are basically setting down the foundation, learning the mechanics, right? And as you're learning the mechanics, you're still putting people in places, so that way you could just transmit all that information into the next base, and then transmit from that to the next base.
Yep,
So
yep.
I definitely like that, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it works. Like even myself, my partners are definitely older than me. They're in their 40s, which is definitely cool. Uh, but me
So you got
being
maturity on the team.
right, we got maturity on the team. So with me being the 27-year-old model, athlete, influencer, I get to take on the identity of the face of the company from a social perspective. I get to build up the brand. And so then once we do our big launch, I just create a funneling system for everything to be
Mm,
slowly transferred over. You know what I mean? And so, like you said, it's putting things in play, letting what works for you work for you when it needs to, not trying to, all right, we're going to fire on all cylinders. No, 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 no. Let's let cylinder one work for a second. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
We got cylinder six in place, but it's not time for it yet. So
mm-hmm.
let's set it up so where cylinder one, then two can pop off, then three, then four, then five, and six.
Yeah.
So that's where we at.
The key things that we always miss out is not slow growth doesn't mean that you don't stop being aggressive. It just means that you're still moving forward, but you're making
Right.
sure that you're learning all the mechanics and putting all the pieces in place. But you still got to be aggressive every day.
Yeah.
You got to execute every day.
Yes. 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 And and I can even just speak for myself. It's been such a learning curve, from learning fashion in menswear and custom clothing, measuring dimensions, terms,
Mhm.
and also learning sales. You know, I know a little bit about sales, took a sales course or two in school, but it's definitely different when it comes to selling fashion. You still
Mhm.
have the core principles, you still have spin selling and things of that nature, but it shifts. And so it's been fun. I was talking to my partners the other day. We're working on a partnership with a company right now, and I was building out the one pager, and I'm listing off all these terms, and I was like, man, I remember, man, I could look at a suit and all I just knew was slim fit. That's all I knew. You know what I'm saying? All I knew was slim fit. I just wanted
Yeah,
to be slim fit. I didn't know peak notch. I didn't know, I knew
yeah, yeah.
single breasted and double breasted, but I didn't know what a Milanese buttonhole was. I didn't know what a wide peak or a narrow peak, from common sense here, but
Right.
those legitimate terms, I really had to put on my thinking cap and research YouTube videos and different platforms and
Mhm.
you know, market research on social media. And so now I'm at a space where, I could look at somebody on TV and I could pick the whole suit apart. So it's beautiful, man. It really is. It really.
Yeah, that means you're in a different space right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I Phil Knight wrote the book. I forgot the name of the book. The dog shoe, or something like that.
yeah,
But there was one of the chapters they were talking to him about um, getting his management team up to speed because he saw so much opportunity and they didn't see it, and he couldn't understand why. So he was talking to one of his mentors that was out in Japan, and the guy said, "You see that tree right there? It grew." He said it grew an inch or half an inch taller, or something like that, in about a year. And basically, Phil Knight got it. Okay, it's gonna take me some time before they get up to there, so let me work on them. And once you realize you start putting in the work, time starts to slow down a little bit because now it's like you're catching up to everything.
yeah.
It may seem overwhelming in the beginning, but then as you're just learning and learning and learning, and you look back, and you're like, wow, I learned all this in a short period of time.
Man, listen, I'm literally a little like we've been in business a, about 2 years now. And honestly, COVID is really what set me down and really allowed me to say, okay, like we're doing this, doing this.
Yeah, yeah,
This is not a mom and pop. This is not like we are really doing this thing. And we have the raw materials in us three, but then the connections are endless. So I got to be on my A game. It's yeah, I could post a picture on Instagram. Yeah, that's cool. But if I'm taping up, Anthony Hamilton or something like that, you know what I mean? Who's or Steve? If I meet Steve and Steve say, "Hey, I like your suit. I want you to make me one the same way." I got to be able to do it.
yeah,
And so it's taking that desire. And my dream to like really want to do this and just put them together, and it's like every day, every night, I'm looking at something,
yeah,
trying to learn, because it's people think they know fashion, men think they know menswear, but when you actually get into it, oh man, it's a legit a whole other world,
yeah, yeah. It's deep.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, and I like that, man. The crazy part is that you're learning, but you also have two people you can lean on,
yeah, yeah,
right? So
yeah,
it takes some of that pressure off when you could say, okay. I mean, doesn't mean you're gonna slack, but it just takes some of that pressure off to say, okay, at least I could focus on this. Imagine being one player. and you have to focus on everything.
Man, we were just talking about that last night. Um, trying to be a listen. I tip my hat off to anybody who is being a solopreneur. But at some point, you got because you got to add somebody because you're not going to be able to put all of those different hats on and manage the business
Y-
successfully.
Right.
You
You're not
know,
gonna be able to grow.
yeah, you're not gonna be able to grow. You're not gonna be able to scale.
No. No.
It,
Because
it'll,
you,
it'll it'll look cool, but you're not gonna be able to scale. Like
well, not at the rate you would like.
exactly. And
Yeah.
so then what will happen is you'll see people in the same business as you, and you may have the umph that makes you better than them, but because they had a team and you didn't, they scale. And so now I could do that. You didn't have a team.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that last night. Like our CEO has 20 years of menswear experience. So I definitely can lean on him for certain things, but then also expect for him to challenge me and say, "No, bro, you can go learn that." You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you at a space to where you can be as creative as you need to be, but you also do need to learn these things because you'll right now we all we got our big hats and we got different small hats, but we're building it out so that I can just have my big hat on, and all I'm worried about is this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so on and so on. So
That's such a luxury that people don't understand.
they don't. And
Because when you just could focus on your part of the business or your part that you're responsible for,
yep,
and that's it. Because now you could really dive in. You're not being pulled
yeah,
three, four different ways, right? So
yep,
they say that the mind doesn't really multitask. It only could do one thing at a time.
yep, yep.
Right. So,
It talks about that in the book on the Master of One.
hmm
Yeah, and we think we can. No, the mind does not multitask, and it's so funny, and we live in such a I'm a do world, and nobody's being, and I think when you really learn the essence of being, that's when you can tone it down to listen, I'm just going to be the best I can be in this stream, and this stream is what's going to create others but still allow me to flow in this stream. And so that's I've learned just on my spiritual journey, you get so much by serving somebody else's vision. When you serve someone else's vision, you gain vision for your vision. You gain vision for your path. Because what happens is you serving somebody else's vision gives you the wisdom to look at your vision from a different perspective.
yeah, we
So yeah,
we always to say my team and I, we used to say that you help somebody to find their journey, right? And in the process, you find yourself and you find what it is that you're looking for. Right.
I would have never picked up a pen, pencil, color pencil, shading. I would have never started drawing clothes had I not tried to help my CEO's vision. Because it was his baby originally. It was his baby. He was doing it on the side for what the other things that he was doing. And I came in, I had our other partner, he was actually going to be a client. And he's my profile, my frat brother. So it was funny as we were talking, the consultation, he was like, bro, he said, man, I was gonna try to go join, with so and so, but like you look, bro, like I actually want to do this. Okay, cool. And so now all three of us partners serving each other's vision, but now the vision is one. And as time is going on, we've all found our lane. So when it comes to anything social media marketing, bro, that's
Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
think? You know what I'm
But
saying?
you know what's the key to that? Is
What's up?
going in with a mindset of saying, I am going to help this person, like
Yeah,
without no selfish intent behind it, right? So if
yeah,
you dive in and say, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to help full wholeheartedly
yep.
and not hold back, all of a sudden you start seeing doors open for you as well.
And it was so funny, man. And I can just be candid. A lot of people around me, and I've always been like this. I've always like, I can help others better than me just trying to run something on my own. So
Hmm.
a lot of people, man, you can do this on your own. You can do this on your own. You can do this on your own. And I'm like, I know that I could, but looking back at it now, oh, I be driving myself crazy. Trying to do what we're doing. I be driving myself crazy because it's I don't know everything. It's just certain things that I don't know, and
Yeah,
honestly, even now, it's certain things that I don't have the bandwidth to try to know. You know,
true.
so
True. You know what? That's a valid piece right there. What you said. A lot of people think they have that runway, and you really don't.
no,
Yeah.
man. I was listening to ET the hip hop preacher, uh, and some people agree or disagree with this philosophy, and he was like, people read these books, Rich Dad Poor Dad, they the law of attraction, 48 laws of power, all that stuff, right? And it's like, yeah, I read that book, and so ET's like, no, I need explicit information. I'd rather read one page 100 times than read 100 pages one time. Because if I read one page 100 times, I'm going to fully understand everything that's on that page. And I may only need one page. I may need one. I may need the first 3 pages of a book and the last chapter. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so, like you said, so many people think they have this big runway. I'm gonna fill it up with all this. No, you need explicit information. I need explicit information when it comes to marketing, when it comes to designs. Do I need to know how the business runs from a financial piece? Absolutely, the basics. But the nitty gritty,
Hmm.
COO, that's CFO, that's y'all.
Yeah,
Listen, as long as I got my marketing budget, and stuff is itemized, outside of that, that's y'all. Because I don't have the bandwidth. Because if I bring that into my bandwidth, the creativity is going to dial down.
absolutely.
That's what's needed the most when it
Absolutely.
comes to, what I'm saying, my area
Yeah,
of
yeah,
business.
absolutely. Oh, you don't know how far you can go.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah, because the creativity part is the most important thing. Because without it, it's still the product. You still got to put the product out there, and it still has to be its best. But if you're concentrating on all these different avenues instead of that one street that you just got to go down, you don't know how much, and you could put your whole heart into it, right?
Literally. Literally,
So
like, your whole heart.
yeah, we can have this discussion on this for a long time, man.
Yeah,
But
forever. Yeah, we definitely could, because it's so key. And like I said, just the world that we're in, it forces just this mindset. You gotta get all this. You gotta no.
nah.
You can be like everything that's going on in the stock market right now. With GameStop and AMC.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I tell people all the time, you you can make I could be a millionaire with this business the same way I could be a millionaire investing in stocks or real estate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a difference in terms of security, in terms of legacy, in terms of foundation and things for the future? Yes. It's not the time for that right now, though. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
I got to stay in this lane. And then once I master this lane, then I can take the abundance of this lane and create that lane over there.
Absolutely.
We just,
Or
right,
or you can do both by saying, that's not my, because I got stock. I invest in the stock market, right?
right,
It's not
right,
my forte,
right,
but I got people that's their forte. So when they come in, they say, "Yo, Stanley, I got something for you." I'll be like, "Let me hear it.
right.
If it sounds good, hey,
And
run
let's
with it.
do it.
Yeah,
Yep,
let's do it because
yep,
that's their forte.
exactly,
That's not my forte. So I got
exactly,
to concentrate on my lane, and my
yep,
lane is doing what I know how to do best, and
exactly,
allowing them to do what they know how to do best,
yep,
right?
yep,
So yeah, I may have. I'm gonna put it this way. I don't fall for that stress or the pressure and all that stuff. They have to deal with the stress and the pressure,
yeah, yep,
but that doesn't mean I don't have my own stress and pressure in my
exactly,
lane.
exactly,
All right.
exactly,
So I get what you mean. You can do as many things if as many things as you like to do if
Mhm.
you got a right team.
And it goes back to serving somebody else's
Right.
vision. That's all it is. It's like, hey, I want to establish generational wealth, but this is my lane. Okay, cool. The revenue you generate from this lane, take a chunk out, give it to us. We'll multiply it for you. You focus on that. Cool.
Done deal.
It's done deal. And it's like you
Yeah.
said, it's building a team, man. It's building a team. And we I don't it's crazy. Like people, especially our people, man. Like we get so stingy, and it's like, man, it is enough out here for everybody. It
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
is. Like I know we in a system, and I get all that, but it's enough for everybody. It really is. You build a
Yeah.
team so that everybody can operate how they operate in their lane. You'll win. You'll win 100% of the time.
100%, man. Hey, man, it's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
I always like to ask this one last question before we
Okay.
end, and it's really about like if what two things I want to ask you because
Okay.
now this conversation really got me excited, right?
Thank you.
So, one thing I want to ask you is like, what suggestions or recommendations you would give your younger self,
Mhm.
right? And then the other thing I would like to know what suggestion you would give to somebody that was interested in going into the fashion world.
So my younger self, I would tell them simply, "Hey man, just be you. Simple and plain. Just be you. Um, be you, be you, and don't doubt yourself. I can't tell y'all how how many days I wake up. I'm like, God, I can't do this, man. God, don't doubt yourself. Everything that you need, that I'm going to need to be the me that I want to be, I already had it since day one. So I would tell my younger me, just be me. For somebody who wants to get into the fashion industry, I would tell them to know two things: what is fashion to you, and what is your style. Style is internal, fashion or yeah, fashion is what's down on the runway. Drip is what's cool at the moment, but your style is what's going to be timeless. It's what's going to fit in every genre, right? What every what genre, whatever you call it.
Hmm.
So yeah, know what's fashion to you, what's your style, and then you take those, and those are what's going to lead you into the realm that you want to be in. So for me, fashion to me was menswear, was GQ, was the Roaring Twenties, Dr. King. When all the protests was happening, um, I was like, man, I said, man, they was out there protesting in suits. I said, I know they was hot. They were still in suits. So
Yeah.
that was fashion for me. My style is just innately just the GQ, the debonair, but still
Mm,
kind of lifestyle, kind of mix and matchy. So okay, I don't want just simply, to work for a department or a retail store. No, I like having my own. Okay, you like having your own. You don't like looking like everybody else. Okay, so custom, perfect. You
hmm.
know what I'm saying? So know what fashion means to you, know your style, and let that lead you. And you may not start there, but let that be the guide, let that be the lamp to your feet that's going to lead you to where you want to be. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I would
That's
say.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
One of the Instagram that I saw that I really like. I know I
Mhm.
couldn't pull it off at all, but it was like a short sleeve suit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, man, that's fire right there. That's
Listen. So
it
I
was lit.
got the inspiration from another frat brother who's in the industry, right?
Hmm.
So I reached out to him, and I said, "Yo, man, I really like how you did your piece. I definitely want to do it differently and put my flair on it. You know what I'm saying? So that it's not like I ain't completely biting." He said, "Hey, man, dude, listen. This do you think? So I chose the color that I chose. He had a notch lapel on his. I chose to do a shawl lapel, just to do things differently. Uh,
Mhm.
and it worked. Ironically, the women loved it more than anything. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, I couldn't pull it off. I looked at it, I was like, "Oh, that's kinda hard." I know I would never you won't find me in it, though.
and see, and the thing is, like, would I would wear that in the summertime, of course. But that was more so of a marketing piece of a buzz builder than anything. And sometimes you'll have those, every suit isn't going to be, for me at least, isn't going to be the suit that's just in rotation in my wardrobe.
Right.
Some things, just as a marketer, you know when it comes to consumer psychology, I have to do. Oh man, I like how you did that. Oh, that's custom for real. I've never seen a short sleeve, but exactly, you know what I'm saying. Come
Mhm.
find out more. Um, but then, like I
So
said,
so it's more like a call to action.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you may see me with it on, you may not. You'll see it on the page.
Yeah.
So now,
It's provoking thought. So now people wanna talk about it and like, "Okay,
exactly.
man, yeah, I get it."
There we go. There we go. There we go. It's content strategy. That's all it is. So yeah, but nah, man, you can pull it off. I promise you, you can pull it off.
Negative, negative, negative. The
Ah,
moment I saw it, I was like, "Nah."
but listen, but
Yeah.
that's knowing your style right there. That's
Oh,
knowing
yeah, yeah.
your style.
I know there's certain things that, like, for example, you know, my wife be trying to get me in those some shoe boots. Yeah, and I'm like, "Nah, that's not gonna happen." So she be trying hard because I know I not only I don't think I could pull I know I can't pull it off.
Right.
That's a fact. I
Yeah.
The other thing is I don't wanna pull it off. It's like so that's another thing I'm like, "Nah, I don't no."
Man, listen,
So,
and
not everything's in style is for you.
right.
Yeah.
And that's and again, style is internal. I tell people all the time. Style is internal.
Mhm.
Style, that's fashion, is the clothing. Style is you.
Yeah.
That's why it's a stylist is taking the fashion and styling it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Dope, I
Um,
like that.
yes, that's all it is. So it's, if something ain't true, that's cool. Like I will never, even from a call to action purpose. To be honest with you, I probably may never do the two-tone suit. Like, the top of the coat is one color and the bottom is that's very fashionable, very trendy. I probably would never do that. I probably would never do um what else have I seen? An all floral suit. I don't know if it's Migos that made that real popular. Something, I don't know what
But
happened.
some people do pull it off though.
Right, and hey, that's perfect. That's
Yeah.
you, my man. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? My hey,
Mhm.
my sister. Go ahead. But me, Rhodis, nah, that's it's, it's not gonna happen. I'll do some different patterns, but I also know 6'4", lean build. I don't have to. I don't have to have a loud suit. The way that my garment fits to me, because it's custom, it's gonna make it loud. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, mm.
My simple gray charcoal suit, because it's tailored the right way, and the silhouette gives off the illusion of the triangular torso.
Mm.
That's gonna speak enough.
See what you just said right now? I'm ready to get lined up, man. I'm ready to get lined up.
It's all a process. Like I said, just even that piece right there.
Mm.
5 months ago,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I say it's a custom suit. But now
Yeah.
it's knowing the heritage, knowing the history, knowing, guys like Oswald Boateng, who introduced the slim suit to Savile Row. And the whole purpose of it is the suit is supposed to create an illusion to hide the man that's underneath it. So if we make the slim suit, make it tailored, it looks like you got a slimmer torso, looks like you got a taller torso. If you get a bigger lapel, it makes your shoulders look broad. It's all of that. It's like I said, it's
I'm ready, brother.
All right, let's set
Gotta
it
get
up.
lined up. And we definitely gonna talk.
Absolutely, absolutely. But man, I really appreciate this, man. And my partners do as well. They're so sorry they couldn't be on. But man, y'all continue to follow us. We continue to follow y'all. We're growing.
Yeah,
2021.
yeah, man.
It's just setting itself up to be very prosperous. So man, I'm so excited. I'm excited for y'all as well, man.
Thank you, man. We definitely rooting for you guys, man. Like
Absolutely.
really, like we really like this stuff, man. Give them your Instagram so they
Yeah.
know where to reach
So,
you.
so the company Instagram is Red Label Bespoke. It's one post on there because we are in reconstruction. Stay tuned. I want to say late March is when we're going to rev that up. But if you want to follow me personally to get the umph of the brand, it's I am Rhodis. That's IAMRHODIS. And yeah, that's about it, man. That's about it.
Uh, Brothers, thank you so much, man. It's been a pleasure. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Till the next time.
Till the next time, man. Thank y'all, man. Y'all be easy.
You too, man.
All right.
Nice talking to you, brother.
All right. Same to you.
All right.